If we were to sit down here in 10, 15 years' time, you and me, kids are older, park's not as interesting anymore, moved on to other problems. But where do you think the future of public works is going? Where do you see that future landscape of public works?
Look, I think in public works, it's going to be around. We're going to need the infrastructure there for the public use. So public works is still going to be around there in the future. How it looks is going to be different. We already know that there's going to be a lot more data available.
Yeah.
We're going to have a plethora of data almost. Yeah. And it's just about making sure that we firstly have the system set up that it can be managed in the future, and that the systems that we have now can steer us into the future and also support us. But we also want to make sure that the investment we're putting into that is actually going to give us some value add. Yeah. So we can have all this data, but is it really necessary? Or what data are you using to make decisions? So I think public works is still going to be around. The technology space, I think, is going to look very, very different.
Yeah.
I think our ways of working are going to look very, very different.
Yep.
It will be really interesting to see how the skills shortage impacts onto the local government, because if you can't get, I talk about engineers because I am one, but if you talk about a profession and they can't get that skilled workforce, what do you do?
Yeah.
So do you outsource?
Yep.
Do you end up going into design consultancies and they do it?
Yep.
Do you outsource your asset management? Do you outsource your levels of service to you outsource to service providers to provide the level of service to your community? I think it's all going to look very different, and it will depend a lot on how the next generation, who will be the future leaders, come in with their own ideas, because they're going to have a certain way of working. Yeah. They're going to have a certain way of priorities, and we're already seeing some of that come through. And we have to, as asset management or as practitioners, we need to make sure that we are embracing the younger people coming through, because they are going to be the leaders. Yeah. We have to, I'm sort of in the mid-range of my career, so it's sort of like I feel like I have to have both sides of the equation. Have to have the leaders I'm trying to aspire to and strive to, but also be conscious of that it's going to be very different when the next generation come through, because they just have different priorities.